o necessário, sem ter demais. Verde, mais, verde, mais, verde, mais. Família.
Mère, frère, sœur, ange ou Kaira. Même thème, cri du cœur, genre ça ira. Même refrain qui vient de ces zones amochées. Noisy LESC, zone à noche. Des vies décalées, des années. Que c'est l'alerte rouge comme condamné, d'étaler, s'en aller ou chialer.
Every dime is a flavor.
Welcome everyone to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern Conference opponent right here. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Raptors. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Ross in the small forward. 6 on the shot clock. DeRozan passes to Patterson. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And so it's Golden State with it. The drive by Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Bogut. Dives for it. And so the ball out of bounds. Bogut touched it last. Thompson again. Lowry. He feeds it to Valanciunas. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Pass to Ross. Shot clock at 6. It's hauled in by Bogut.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
It's stolen by DeRozan. That's good.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Bogut sets a screen for Curry. Thompson right side. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. Barnes again. Ross. From 15 feet away. And the Warriors miss again.
Well, Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry. Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find the strokes.
All the officials are all over that.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And both free throws good for Ross. And the Warriors with possession here. Trailing by 2. Bogut with a screen on Lowry. Curry kicks to Bogut. Locked loose. Ballinger's on the double team. Curry dishes to Green. Pocket 6. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
Biombo, he's checked in for Toronto. Thompson comes in for Patrick Patterson.
You really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
Clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Thompson in the corner. Takes the 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Thompson's got 5.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Now here's Curry. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key. It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket. My, oh, my. Did he ever flush that one hard?
Making a statement, you're right.
I tell you what, he took that personal, didn't he?
Now, here's Curry. Feeds it to Bogut. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
On the wing, Thompson. From outside the arc. Toronto grabs the miss. Here's DeRozan. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Curry with the 3. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Some changes for Toronto. Damari Carroll's checked in for Ross. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Passes it to Thompson. Now Green. Back to Curry. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Warriors ahead as they wrap up the first quarter with a massive 16-6 run. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Toronto was a strong team on the road last season, Clark. A big part of why they came away with 49 wins on the season.
And 22 of those 49 wins were on the road. As a group, they managed to keep things close on the road. And because of that competitiveness, they were over 500 there as well. Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Draymond Green is out there with Maurice Spates. That's the Warriors' 5. From deep, Green. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Curry outside. And another 3 for Golden State.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Here's Joseph. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. On the wing, Green. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover. Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together, hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. If you're talking about the Warriors, you know, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the three-point threats.
And then even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length at every perimeter position to switch on any play. So they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
Here's Valanciunas. The Raptors shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
There's the triple. The shot is off. And Toronto will come the other way. Fires the three. And it's DeRozan missing. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
Johnson the screen. And DeRozan throws it down.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Toronto. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Stolen by Joseph. Now running, here comes Lowry, pushing the ball up.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Terrence Ross is checked in for Johnson. Timeout call for Warriors. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
And the Warriors with some changes. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Spates. Barnes comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Livingston in for Curry. It's stolen by Carroll. Fast break Toronto. And Thompson sends it back. But they'll get another chance. Now the feed to Carroll. Out to the right wing. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Now the Warriors moving it up. Thompson with the ball. Iguodala, that's a two-pointer. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever. But also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Lowry passes to Ross. Dishes to Valanciunas. Tries again. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Carroll. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Raptors.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Outside Lowry. A floater. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the right.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
Well, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
There's the dish to Iguodala. Inside. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Thompson. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Warriors ahead, up 6. And join us right back here after the break for the start. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patrick Patterson is out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State. Draymond Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. Releases from 15. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Barnes. And it's 7 points for Klay Thompson.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
For three, Ross. That's good. Ross has got 6 in the quarter.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
The drive by Thompson from deep. Green, and he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 4. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
For the tie, it's Lowry again for 3. Lowry's got the game tied up here for Toronto.
Looked like he was channeling Bob Cousy right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble like that?
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. The Raptors making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Steph Curry's checked in for Golden State. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. You know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Some changes for Golden State. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Bogut. And it's Barbosa in for Klay Thompson. Raptors also changing it up. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Jason Thompson. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Patrick Patterson. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Carroll. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Carroll's got 6 points. They kick it out to Green. Barbosa up top. DeRozan defending. Barbosa pushes to Green. Bangs home the trifecta. Green's got 6 here in this quarter.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
They double-team Curry. Iguodala left side. Inside. 5 to shoot. And it's Green missing. Outside DeRozan. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
To the middle. And Green with the basket on the assist by Curry. And that's 13 points for Draymond Green. And it's Lowry penetrating. He dishes it to Carroll. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been 3. The defense is just giving up.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the final. Impressive work.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Thompson comes in for Valanciunas, and it's Powell in for Kyle Lowry. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Curry. Here's Powell. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And it goes on Draymond Green. The Raptors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. He hits both from the stripe.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Curry attacking. Here's Green. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Chip. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. The Warriors trailing. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Barnes and the 3. That's the Warriors' 5.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Kicks it to Ross. Thompson, a screen on Barnes. Here's Ross. And the pass to Thompson. Joseph. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Joseph's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. They get a hand on it. Here's Curry. Steps back and drains the jump shot.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Pass to Carroll. To the wing right side. Powell kicks to Thompson. He feeds it to Powell. Ross on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Here's Joseph. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And you can tolerate gas like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
They double-team Curry. Thompson for 3. That's tipped. Tries to save it. Raptors with the lead. Here's Joseph. Finished off the break. Joseph's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, with all the shots they've knocked down here in the second half, their field goal percentage has crossed the 50% mark.
Yeah, and any team will take that. Excellent in terms of their efficiency.
And Ross with the slam.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, a careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Thompson. Patterson comes in for DeMar Carroll. DeMar DeRozan is checked in for Corey Joseph. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Pop.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Patterson, that's good. And the Raptors lead by 6.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
And that one's good.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
The shot by Lowry, no good. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Lowry against Curry. Thompson in the corner. 6 to shoot. Back to Curry. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
Mr. Ross. Back to Lowry. Lays it up and banks it in. Lowry's got the lead up to 6 now for Toronto.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him. He's not exactly striping him from deep. He had 1 3 ball in the first half, still bagels in the second.
Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And now it's a 9-point Toronto lead. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
DeMar Carroll's checked in for Terrence Ross. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Lowry kicks to Patterson. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within single digits. Stephen Curry hits them both. It's stolen by Green. From past the arc. He kicks it to Curry. It's stolen by Carroll. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second first team into the lineup.
Patterson, the screen. Thompson misses.
Now that's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Knocks down the trifecta.
Well, he hit that shot, Kevin, from the suburbs. What a shot.
You got to have some guts to let it fly from that far beyond the arc.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 7-point game. Now a timeout called by Golden State. They trailed by 7. 5 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
You know what? You can talk all you want, but I just don't see a scenario that's going to get them back in it.
Yeah.
seen it before.